everyone, welcome to our channel. Rebecca's doing the crew. Today's Thursday, so we have a Dollar Tree DIY for Christmas, and we'll go over the supplies first. We have the first project. We're going to use one of these Dollar Tree domes. We're also going to use one of the bottle brush trees. It is sold by the miniatures. We'll use their vinyl. I'm going to actually use the buffalo plaid vinyl, which is optional. You'll need some ribbon. I'm going to use these crystals that come with these tea light candles, a razor blade, some scissors, and we'll need some hot glue. So let's get crafty. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the dome off and just use the base to start. We'll unroll the buffalo plaid vinyl from Dollar Tree, and you just want to line it up in the corner. Then you can use the lines on the plaid to cut around the base. And that'll help you get a nice straight line so you can get it big enough to fit over top of the base. And this is optional. I just wanted to tie it into the buffalo plaid ribbon that I'm going to use later on. So you just want to peel that backing off and lay it very lightly on top of the base, and then start trimming around the outside edge. And once you have some of that outside edge peeled off, you can start pushing the vinyl down inside of the base and up around that inside edge. So just keep rubbing until you have it nice and smooth with no bubbles, and then take your razor blade and keep trimming off the excess, and then going back in and burnishing the vinyl on the plastic to make sure you have a nice tight seal. What I really like about adding the vinyl to the base of these is once you put the dome back on the base, that tiny little bit of vinyl makes a really nice tight seal on the domes, and then you don't have to worry about the lid popping off if somebody bumps into it. So then these come with a tiny little hole right in the center, so you want to go ahead and poke that hole. Then take the base off of the bottle brush tree, and you can put the tree down in the base. So it fits perfectly. It was a little bit loose, so I decided to go ahead and add a small dot of hot glue to the center. And that was enough to hold it in place. So then taking these little like ice, they look like fake ice crystals that come with these tea light candles from Dollar Tree. I just think they're so pretty. I think you get 10 or 12 in a pack. And I thought it would be cute to add these around the tree just to look like giant ice crystals all the way around the tree, especially because the tree itself has a lot of iridescent glitter on it and just kind of ties it all together. And you want to just keep gluing these all the way around the tree and just kind of alternate how you glue them on. Don't glue them all in exactly the same direction. So now we'll just replace the dome. Here's what it looks like so far. Now we're going to decorate the outside. So this one's a very easy DIY. We're going to take one more of those ice crystals and create like a knob on the top, like a handle. And we're just going to attach that with hot glue. You could use a different glue if you like. I thought hot glue was enough. I'm not going to use it to actually remove the top. It's just for decoration purposes. Now we'll take some buffalo plaid ribbon from Dollar Tree. I just add a little dot of hot glue to the base, and then I add probably 3 more dots all the way around the base, and keep attaching the ribbon all the way around until I meet back up to where I started. I'll take my scissors and cut off the excess ribbon, and I'll use that excess to create a very simple bow. So we'll just glue the little bow right on the front. And I thought it would be fun to show you guys how you could use this as like a table decor. You can use one of these trays from Dollar Tree, one of their iridescent churches, the resin deer, and some more of the ice crystals and gems all around it on this tray, and add some of the bottle brush trees around it. I even used the candle holders that we made last week with the lantern because the bows tied in with the dome that we made with the black and white buffalo plaid. So it's just a different option of what you could do to decorate with these instead of just putting them by themselves somewhere, which looks nice all by themselves, but you can definitely add some more of the pieces that Dollar Tree's put out this year to make a really pretty, elegant display. So now we'll go over the supplies for project number 2. We're actually going to be making 2 of these chalkboard signs. We'll need some white paint. We're also going to use some antiquing wax. We'll need a paper towel and some paintbrushes. We'll need scissors, some hot glue. We're going to use Mod Podge and a sponge brush. Also going to use some lightweight spackling. We'll need the white paint marker and some bottle brush trees. We're also going to use these Jenga pieces and a Merry Christmas sign from Dollar Tree, some ribbon, and some window clings. So let's get crafty. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take that white paint and we're going to paint the top wood section on the front, the sides, and the top. I did not paint the back. I really didn't want to wait for it to dry, and there's no need to paint the back. And it does just take 1 coat of paint. And you can leave this as is. You don't have to paint it. I just thought it looked better painted for the project that I was doing. So we paint both of them exactly the same. At first I was going to replace the hanger on these signs, and then I changed my mind later on. So this is the Merry Christmas sign that I forgot to show you in the supplies list, but I did mention it. But they have these in, I think, a 3-pack at Dollar Tree. They're really cute. And all I do is add some antiquing wax and then use a damp paper towel to brush off any excess. And it kind of helps give it an antiquing look, kind of like an aged wood. Just brush on that antiquing wax. And like I said, just take a damp paper towel and you just want to rub across it to rub off the excess. And it has a really pretty effect to give it like this really nice antique look. And then I actually went back in and took some more of the white paint and I go over the stitching marks around the edge of the ribbon, and then I do the same. I wipe it off with the damp paper towel before it dries, just to help give it a little bit of a highlight where that stitching is. So you don't have to work too fast, but you do want to go quick enough that you don't let the paint dry. So I just went over all the stitching and then again blend it in with your damp paper towel. Then I go back over it with a paint marker on the edges and where the bottom part of that ribbon is, just because the line got blurred once I went over it with the antiquing wax. And that helps it look more like a ribbon again. And you can highlight the edges. I'm sorry, here I didn't use a paint marker. You can use the paint markers. I actually used one of those scratch markers that you can get at Dollar Tree. You could also use a Sharpie. You could use paint. It's really up to you. You just want to make sure you highlight those edges. So now we're going to take the window clings. I actually purchased this sheet at Dollar General for $1. But again, you can get window clings at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to use this Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign, adding a little bit of Mod Podge to the back and just brush over it with a sponge brush. It doesn't matter if you use the matte or the glossy Mod Podge, really anyone will do. We're not going to go over the front of it, just the back. Make sure you have enough on the edges, but not too much because you don't want it to ooze out from underneath. So once we have this on, we're going to start adding these little miniature bottle brush trees Dollar Tree sells. And what I actually did was I trimmed off part of the back of the bristles so that I could add hot glue right to that metal piece down the center that's holding it all together and then glue it to the sign. If you don't trim off some of those bristles, it's just going to keep pushing off of the sign, and then the hot glue just doesn't do anything. It just wants to lift off. So as you can see, I just kind of trimmed off the back of the tree so it's flat, but then you can't really tell once you add it to the sign. It has a really nice 3D effect. And I went in with a paint marker and just added some little snowflakes behind the trees and a little bit of snow down at the bottom at the trees. Added a small bow. And then, like I said, I was going to add the hanger back, but I actually used the spackling to fill in the holes, which you'll see in a minute. So now for the second sign, we're just doing the exact same thing, adding Mod Podge to a window cling. I chose to use the red truck with the Christmas tree. This edge wasn't sticking, so I added a little bit more Mod Podge, and then it stuck really well. So then I went in again with the paint marker like I did the other sign. I just added some snow to the bottom underneath of the truck here. The other one, I added some snow along the base where the trees are sitting. And then I add some little dots to make them look like snowflakes. So at first I just do the dots in the background on the black paint. Here's Schnookums. He's coming to say hi like he always does. So we add our snowflakes, and then I was trying to think, okay, so it's snowing. I want to make sure that I add some snow to the truck where a little bit of snowflakes would land, just for a little bit more added detail to make it look a little bit more realistic and a little bit more 3D. Add some snow to your Christmas tree. Again, you don't have to do this part. It's really optional. I just wanted to add some extra detail. I touched up the snow at the bottom there. And then glue on the Merry Christmas sign right to the top. We're just going to attach that with some hot glue. Then we added a red bow to the top, and then we're going to fill in those holes with the lightweight spackling. So you don't have to do this part. You can if you want to. I just thought they were really noticeable, and I decided to put these on a stand instead of hang them. So I wanted to fill in the dots here. So you just want to put a little bit in and then just rub across the top of it to rub off any excess. And here's our baby kitten. He's coming to say hello as well. They're always so curious of what I'm doing when I'm working in here. You can sand it and paint back over it. It's really not necessary. It dries white. So then I take these Jenga blocks. For this one, I'm going to glue them on horizontal. For the shorter one, it just seems to hold the sign up better. And then for the tall, more narrow sign, I glued them on vertically. And here's what they look like all done. See the little snowy effects that we added to the background. And then here's our dome that we made earlier. And our little red truck sign. So just some simple, fun, easy Christmas DIYs. I think this would be really nice gifts for people that you know, or just make really nice decorations to add around the house for your holiday season. I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make these. I really enjoyed doing them this week. And of course, we post DIY videos every single Thursday. Here's a few we've made the last few weeks, and I post what's new at the Dollar Tree every single Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And here are those other videos from our channel you might also enjoy. Have a great night, everyone.